Hi everyone, my name's Tim Burney from Dawn Architecture. I'm here to present Murran, which is a First Nations business, retail and arts hub located in Geelong on Wadawurrung Country. I'd first like to pay my respects to traditional owners, past, present and emerging, and on both the Wurundjeri land we stand and also on the Wadawurrung Country on which this project is situated. The project was led by Ngarrimili, they're the client. They're a not-for-profit organisation formed in 2018. The name means to dance in Wadawurrung, and their purpose or mission is to nurture and facilitate Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses, help them along their way and get them started. First Nations people have been successful in business in Australia for over 80,000 years through trading, agriculture, ceremony and other actions, and yet several barriers still exist today, such as access to training, education, racism, discrimination, health and wellbeing and other factors. So Ngarrimili came to me with this idea for a multi-purpose First Nations hub. Basically, they wanted the idea of a circular economy, so they mentor and train First Nations people on site. The products and services that these First Nations businesses do, they can sell the products in the retail store. There's an art gallery as a platform for First Nations artists. There's a cafe for employing First Nations people, and there's co-working areas and also meeting rooms. And they lease out the meeting rooms and the co-work desks, and this money gets then injected back into the business to help pay for the lease and for their programs. So it's this circular idea. We also wanted a space of excellence, as you'll see later, hopefully. And so the site is located in Geelong CBD on Wadawurrung Country, close to public transport, the waterfront, and the Botanical Gardens, as well as Westfield itself and Deakin University. It's located on the ground floor on Mallet Street. It's a rectangular site of about 10 by 50 metres. And lucky for us, they're doing green spine development across there at the moment, but it has been disrupted during building, but yeah, it'll be great once it's done. The shop itself was previously a bike shop, and it's about 540 square metres in size. We wanted to retain some features of this existing shop, but yeah, Westfield actually wouldn't let us retain it, and they gave it to us like this, which is basically a blank canvas, which was fine to work with. There's a small step up in the floor of about 220 mil, sort of 2/3 of the way along, but otherwise it's pretty flat. The design was done in consultation with the First Nations Advisory Group. Basically, it was the result of lots of listening, workshopping ideas, and the light bulb moment came when we had this idea for a circular point of sale and a circular meeting room at either ends of the building, and Cormac Evans, who was the CEO of Ngarrimili at the time, did this sketch you see on the top right for these series of circles connected by these wavy lines. And the series of circles, the circles resembling a place of gathering and coming together, and the wavy lines being sort of the journey or the flow between. So that sort of became the premise for the rest of the design. The space itself is divided into two zones, like a public zone and a business zone. Essentially, this is a shop fit out, but we think it's a lot more than that. So it's probably smaller than some of the projects you're seeing today, but we think it's an amazing model that can be sort of taken around Australia. And is real relevance to commerce. So on the left is the retail area, cafe, and the retail store, and then on the right is the co-working areas and the meeting rooms. And here's a floor plan showing those spaces. In the middle, we've got a screen which sort of separates the two areas, and loose furnishings, portable art walls, and an operable wall in the conference room allows us the space to be opened up or closed off as needed for different events and whatnot. Here's an isometric zone showing connection to the street with 50 metres roughly of street frontage, which is great. All the services have been pushed to the back of the building just to make use of that front floor space. Right. And I guess, as do lots of places, we sort of have everyone come in through the retail store. It's really entry and exit through the gift shop, although there is a second entry here. So on your left here is the retail store. We can come in and pass through the art gallery. You can grab a coffee, you can have a look at the artwork, and then you can choose to sort of carry on through if you're choosing to work there or see something. And this is a zoom in of the more public sort of cafe, retail store and the art gallery, and the zoom in here of the, conscious of time, so I'm just going to keep going here. These are the co-working business areas. Here are some photos of the space. So we we worked with a really restrained material palette and colours, just simply for sophistication, and we wanted that space to embody excellence. So it was really a lot of work put into the detailing, make sure that it felt a really special space. And the colours obviously referencing the landscape and country. Some details here which I might just jot past. This is a round meeting room, which is at the far end of the building, and this essentially, it references the scar tree, which is a sacred tree on Wadawurrung Country, according to the advisory group. However, from an architectural point of view, it's just made up of two semicircles which we connected and rotated on a 15-degree axis to allow entry into the seashell style room. And just some construction photos here. So we put down a 70mm screed. This just let us hide surfaces and fix problems with the existing slab. Plywood veneer, spotted gum, was hand selected by myself up at board panels, and then the builder very kindly laid them all out on site, and we hand picked how they were sequenced and put up. And they did a great job of stitching them together. This is sort of the custom joinery units which were put in, being the point of sale on the left, cafe on the right, the amphitheatre down the bottom left. I learned how to panel beat along the way, and with leftover plywood, my friend and I made some furniture, so we made the co-working desks, and it was a good use of space and a good save on money. Here's the round meeting room, which we've got Gerard Black here on the left, local artist. He stenciled that, and a group of us painted it. It was a bit of a community process, and this is probably my favourite slide here, just showing the Ngarrimili team on the left coming together 2 days before open, different photos of painting, and we also had everyone come together for cleaning and washing the rocks, which we brought in for the rock garden, which is a bit of a process because we didn't have water close by, so we had to sort of barrow them in, and we made a fair mess. These are some of Earl Carter's photos of the space, showing on the left here the retail store, on the right the cafe, and the gallery connecting the two. Also, just a few lines through the building. You can see the openness of the space. And in the retail store, we've got shelving on wheels, so it can be all sort of moved around as needed. On the right here, the co-working area. The co-working area on the left again, and into the meeting room. This is the operable wall here in the conference rooms. And this is the opening night, and the Ngarrimili team on the right. Awesome bunch of people. And we, about 4 weeks ago, had Dan Salton play as part of a fundraiser there, which was a great event. It was sold out, and made lots of. They made a bit of money to go towards the cause. And this is the last slide, actually, which just shows, this is Kitty, the artist, on display at the moment in the space, and it just shows they have weekly events, whether it's weaving or networking events and whatnot. So it's only been open for 3 months, but so far we still run it. It's still running, but it's proving to be very successful. So thanks for having me. It's my presentation.
Great. Thank you.